Another super useful everyday knot that we use at our site is called a clove hitch. We use this knot in the skiff quite a bit. We use it when we're making lashings. We also use it when we're hoisting things up to the top of the gear shed. The most common usage of this knot, though, it is in the skiff. I'm not in my skiff right now, I'm in my kitchen. We have not gone out to the site yet this season, so bear with me. But in our skiff, we've got some rails that we use when we tie our skiffs off to other vessels. And if we're going to be receiving a line from another vessel to tie off, what we'll do is we'll take the line, we'll pass it over the rail, we pass it to the right side, and then we also pass it to the left. And we pass the end of the rope through here, and then what you have is a clove hitch. And that's that knot right there. When it's time to untie, you simply pass that through, and off you go. Sometimes I'll often take this and I would tie a safety, just another half hitch around here for added security, or I might just throw another half hitch around here as well. You'll notice when we are out at sea and in the skiffs that what will often happen is there's going to be some give and take between the vessels we're tied up to, which are often bigger than our skiffs, and so there's almost this constant kind of pull of the ocean, and it can get quite pronounced, especially when the seas are quite large. And so there's oftentimes like a lot of tension being put on the line and then a lot of slack being put on the line. Tension and slack. And so one way to mitigate that is to make 2 wraps first. What this allows you to do is to control the line a little bit more by adding some more friction to the line and the rail. And it keeps things, it's much easier to hold this still when there's a lot of tension coming on the line and then going off again. And so 2 wraps on the right and 1 wrap through here. This also, for some reason, makes it a heck of a lot easier to untie. The regular clove hitch under heavy seas will oftentimes bind up and become very difficult to undo. This ends up being much easier to undo when you have that double wrap on that first side there. Sometimes, though, you may want to tie a clove hitch that can get untied quite quickly, and the solution to that is tying a clove hitch with something called a quick release. And that's when you start the knot off like you would, and instead of bringing the end of the line through and finishing this off, you just bring what's known as a bite of the knot here, like this. And what this allows you to do is when it's time to untie, you just simply have to pull this and the entire knot comes undone. So that's a clove hitch with a quick release. Another time, you might just get thrown a bite of line, like you're not getting thrown the end of a line, you're getting thrown sort of the middle of it. You can still tie a clove hitch to this if you're being asked to tie onto another vessel. So if this does get tossed your way, you can just make a loop. And you can still tie a clove hitch there. You're just sort of having these 2 lines run parallel. And you can also tie your safeties as you need to. And it also unties the same way.